Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. I'm Seth from the Lonely Stoner podcast, and this episode is going to be an interesting one. We're going to be talking about Nationwide and why they think that relaxing mortgage rules will actually help people buy houses. I'm going to talk about why this is treating the solution and not the actual cause of our housing crisis. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting video, and I'm going to get straight into it. So, we're kicking it off with this being basically, in my opinion, Britain's latest fairy tale. A major bank claims relaxing mortgage rules will solve our housing crisis. Now, Nationwide is the UK's largest building society, and like I mentioned earlier, Nationwide are saying loosening lending restrictions could help an extra 10,000 first-time buyers annually. Right, so they're saying an extra 10,000 people will be able to get on the housing ladder. Right, and that sounds heroic, doesn't it? Right, you sound like, wow, Nationwide, they're really trying to help people, but no. If we peel back the curtains, you'll find a dangerous distraction from the real monster. A supply drought so severe it's turning homes into luxury artifacts. Now, the irony is this altruistic plea comes as Nationwide post record profits. Meanwhile, their solution ignores the elephant in the room, and the fact is, there just aren't enough houses to buy. And like I mentioned before, let's diagnose the disease, not just treat the symptom. The UK builds half the 300,000 homes annually needed to meet demand. Why? Well, one, planning paralysis. Reforms haven't moved the needle, and only 30,860 housing starts occurred in England in Q4 of 2024. Down 52% from peaks. Then we've got labour shortages. Building 300,000 homes per year requires 500,000 extra construction workers. And with migrant curbs, that's impossible. And thirdly, we've got material bottlenecks. Brick production can't scale to 1980s levels. Tariffs on imports make costs skyrocket. And ultimately, relaxing mortgages without fixing supply is like pouring gasoline on a bonfire. Prices will explode and defaults will follow when rates rise. And the crazy part is, Nationwide's fix hinges on stretching loan terms to 40 years and slashing stress tests. But the maths doesn't lie. The debt trap is insane. A £330,000 mortgage at 4.5% over 40 years equals £1,450 per month until retirement. London prices require 12 times the average salary, even 6 times lending won't help. Then of course we've got the stamp duty sugar rush. March's 2025's buying frenzy wasn't demand, it was panic before tax relief vanished. Unfortunately, this isn't affordability, it's intergenerational indenture. And here's the brutal truth. The housing market isn't broken, it's working exactly as designed for investors. Private equity firms like BlackRock buy 1 in 10 new builds, turning them into rentals. Withholding land banks lets developers drip feed supply to maximise profits. And there's a north-south divide. Northern prices rose 5.9% versus London's 0.8%. But when a boom means £208,000 homes in Wales is still a crisis, why build more? Scarcity is our return on investment. Every solution, help to buy, relaxed lending, it just inflates the assets of the owners, of homeowners. It's a crooked market, but as far as the investors are concerned, this is running how it should be. And you might be surprised, but Nationwide isn't alone. The FCA's clarification on stress tests unleashed a lender free-for-all. But these gifts ignore history. Subprime loans in 2008 masked stagnant wages, and we all know how that ended. Then there's the productivity paradox. Longer mortgages don't create wealth, they transfer it to banks. A 40-year loan pays double the amount of interest of a 25-year loan. So what would actually work? I'll take a hint. Not mortgage tweets. One option is state-led building. Germany's 60% social housing stopped speculation, and the UK is at 7%. Land value tax. Penalise hoarding. Japan used it to cut prices 50% in the 90s. And rent controls. Vienna's 60% affordable housing keeps homelessness near zero. When banks say we'll lend you more, they're not helping you buy a home, they're helping themselves buy you. And if you really think about it, guys, Nationwide's proposal is a confession. A confession that capitalism cannot fix housing. It needs inequality to function. What does the future look like? A future where, in the UK, 40% of under 35s rent forever? Or what's the escape? Is there one? There isn't, unless we demand homes as human rights and not assets. So the next time a bank offers you more debt, ask them, why can't I afford the house without it? So yeah, guys, that's it from me. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag. I thought it was an interesting topic about Nationwide wanting to relax mortgage rules. But like I said previously in this video, it's just treating the symptom and not the actual disease. There is a far bigger problem at hand here. And as long as articles like this get made and Nationwide try and lobby for these sorts of changes, nothing's really going to change. You know, you'll have superficial changes like this where, okay, we can do this, give more mortgages, but that's not solving the problem. Okay? So yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm out. Peace.